What is up, good people? Welcome back to NBA Fantasy Focus here for the recap of November 13. 11 games on the slate. Monster Night, Wemby, Jordan Poole, the list goes on. So let's get right into the first game. It was the Magic going undefeated at home, 6-0 now at home, beating the Pacers 94-90. Pascal Siakam had a big game. We had 25, 7, and 6. He had his 4 trays. 25, 7, and 2. Miles Turner was decent with 2 trays, 2 steals, 2 blocks. And Halliburton was disappointing. 3 of 14 shooting. I don't know if it's a buy low or not, but can't keep up the shooting forever. He's just too good. At his 11 assists, no steals, only 2 3-pointers. Ben Mathurin having a breakout year, 23 and 12. If he's on your wire, you're probably in a taco league, but if he is, grab him as soon as possible. As for the rest of the Pacers, not much to say there. The bench didn't do a heck of a lot. Orlando, led by Franz Wagner, 29 and 6, 3 trays. Goga Bitadze did his thing, 12 and 12. Great shooting. The rookie, Tristan da Silva, didn't do much, had 9 rebounds. KCP, 10 and 5. Meh. Jalen Suggs, horrible shooting night. Had 8 points, 2 steals, 2 blocks, but write that off as just a poor game for him. Mo Wagner had 10 and 2 off the bench, maybe a low-end stream option. And Jonathan Isaac made an appearance, 8 and 11, 3 blocks. Minutes really can't be trusted with him. And Anthony Black had 4 steals and a block, 6 assists off the bench. For the Magic, Pacers are struggling and under 500. Disappointing for sure. We have the Celtics coming into Brooklyn. Celtics coming off an upset loss. Who would have thought it, losing to the Hawks without Trae Young? Well, they bounced back big time. Jason Tatum almost had a triple-double. 5 threes, 36 points, wonderful production. Neemias Queta filled in for Horford, didn't do much. Drew Holiday, we needed that Drew. 16, 6 and 4, 3 steals, a block. Derek White was not his usual dominant self, only 9 points, 3 rebounds. He had low minutes, so we'll just chalk it off as one of those rare off nights. JB, Jaylen Brown had 24 and 12, 8 of 19 shooting, 2 threes. Very solid for Jaylen. And Peyton Pritchard continues his monster run, 23 points, assists, 6 rebounds, 5 threes. You got to ride him as long as you can. Sammy Hauser had 12 and 6 with 4 threes off the bench for the Celtics. And let's take a look at the Brooklyn side. Zaire Williams at 23 and 6. He's starting now. He's a pretty decent stream option. Had 2 threes. Cam Johnson struggled, 9, 4, and 3. Nick Claxton didn't play much, 3 and 5. And Dennis Schroeder, 16, 6 and 4, 2 trays. Cam Thomas only took 11 shots, surprising there, 17, 3 and 3. So the starters for Brooklyn didn't do a heck of a lot. Jalen Wilson, 11, 5, and 4, and 12 points from Keon Johnson off the bench for Brooklyn. Celtics, 10 and 3, 7 and 1 on the road. Brooklyn drops to a respectable 5 and 6. This game goes down to the wire. Chicago in New York. Thrilling finish. Zach LaVine and gang take this one. 31 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 trays. Monster night for LaVine. 12 of 17 shooting. Kobe White, 22 points, 4 assists. Vooch, well, he's Vooch, 19-11. 2 steals, a block. Patrick Williams has been coming on. He's a pretty good option. Grab him. 18 and 6, 2 steals, 3 trays. Really good shooting. Josh Giddey, the diddler, didn't do much. Poor shooting. 5 and 6. As for the bench, we had 16 points from Ayo Dosunmu. He had 6 dimes, 2 steals, a block, and 2 threes. The rookie, Matas Buzalis, keep an eye on him. He had 4 and 4, 3 blocks. Poor shooting, but he is a rookie, so watch out for him. The Knicks, Well, it was their starting five as usual. Mikal Bridges, 20 points, 6 and 5. OG had 14 and 9, 2 blocks and 2 threes. Cat went off 46, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, 6 threes. Just beasting first round production. The only thing he didn't do was hit his free throws, but we'll forgive him. Jalen Brunson was solid, 24 and 8. He came back off that ankle scare from last game. Of course, he powers through 3 3-pointers. Great shooting. Josh Hart was okay, 6 and 8. As for the bench, well, we know it's not much of a bench. McBride usually does what he does, but didn't do anything today. And Campaign had 11, 3 and 2 for the New York Knicks. And last, Cleveland Cavaliers visiting the undermanned 76ers. 76ers were actually up in this game in the first half. Cleveland goes to 13 and 0, a dominant run to start the year, 7 and 0 on the road. Garland 25, 6 and 5. Donovan Mitchell 23, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 5 threes. Love it. And Jared Allen 11 and 12, finishing as usual. Mobley was solid, 14 and 7. Only took 8 shots. Would like to see a little more of that. Isaac Okoro was okay. And off the bench, we had Bang Bang Niang with 8 points. Levert 7, 3 and 3. Ty Jerome cooled off a little bit, 8 and 2. And 6 points for Dean Wade. The 76ers were obviously without Joel Embiid on the back-to-back, Paul George on the back-to-back, and Tyrese Maxey nursing a hamstring issue. The rookie, Jared McCain, goes off 34 and 10, 6 threes. Kelly Oubre pitches in with 20 and 6. Caleb Martin was very solid, 18 and 7, 2 steals, a tray. And the Dancing Bear, Gershon Yabusele, 10 and 9, 5 assists. You got to take that. And Kyle Lowry was absolutely horrid. Do not have him on your roster. Reggie Jackson pitched in 13, 4 and 4 off the bench. And Eric Gordon had 7 off the bench for the 76ers. They are struggling. They are 2 and 9. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs this year. So we shall see. And we have the Pelicans beat up going into OKC. Obviously, no Chet for the OKC Thunder. And they blow them out 106-88 to move to 10 and 2. Pelicans led by Brandon Ingram, a lone man left on the squad. 18, 6 and 6, 4 threes. Yves Missi, the rookie, was solid, 10 and 10. Trey Murphy still a little rusty, 14 points, 2 threes. Brandon Boston Jr. had 10 rebounds, 4 assists, but poor shooting. And Javonte Green. Jamal Cain was okay off the bench for the Pels, 11 and 4. And that was pretty much it for the lowly Pels. They're 3 and 9 and waiting for their big boys to come back. Thunder led by Jalen Williams, monster night, 31, 7 and 6, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 4 threes, incredible shooting. He's overshadowed by some monster nights this evening. Shea had 29, 5 and 5, 3 trays, great shooting. Isaiah Joe didn't do anything. Lugens Dortz had his 11 and 3, 2 steals, 3 trays. And Keeson Wallace had 5 steals, not much else. Aaron Wiggins had 10 and 5 off the bench. He's a low-end stream option, I would say. And let's move along. Clippers visiting the Rockets. It's the James Harden revenge game. And, well, the Rockets take this one. 111, 103. They were led by, well, let's do the Clippers side first. Clippers were led by Harden, 19, 7 and 6, 3 steals, 3 threes. Poor shooting. Norm had bad shooting for him, man. He's been 53 on the year. Only had 13, 5 and 3, 2 threes. Derek Jones was okay, 11 and 2 threes. Chris Dunn started and he had 11 and 8, 2 steals, a tray, good shooting. I would recommend him as a pickup. Terrence Mann came off the bench, had a solid night, 14 and 7, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 2 threes. For the clip joint, and for the Rockets, 21, 7 and 5 from Jalen Green, 5 threes. Fred Van Fleet, poor shooting as usual. 16, 5 and 5, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 threes is nice though. Alperen Şengün, 13 and 11, 6 times, 4 blocks. And Dylan Brooks, okay, 15, 5 and 2. Jabari Smith is really struggling, 5 and 4, not getting minutes. For the bench, we had Tariq in a double-double, 18 and 10. 2 blocks, a steal. He's a must-own right now. Amen Thompson had his double-double, 18 and 11, 2 steals, a block, and 2 threes. And Reed Shepard didn't do too much, only 2 and 2 and 2. So let's move along to our Pistons visiting the Milwaukee Bucks. This was a crazy game with a late foul, that 2 missed free throws by Ron Holland that could have ended the game. Pistons play well, lose in overtime though, 127-120. Pistons were led by Cade. He had 35, 11, and 7. Monster night. Poor shooting though. Beasley, wow, 8 trays, spot starter. Great stream for those who had him. 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Tobias Harris, disappointing, 10, 8, and 5. Ron Holland, another spot starter, 11 and 4. I don't recommend him. Jalen Duren struggled, but did have 6 dimes, 9 and 9, 6. And the bench, they had 11 points for Marcus Sasser. He hit the 3 to tie the game. And about Isaiah Stewart was 9 and 3. He was kicked out for a hard foul on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Giannis the Greek Freak went off 59, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals, and he hit 16 of 17 free throws. Wow. 29 from Brook Lopez, sell high, 5 trays, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 steals. Monster game. I don't see many of those coming in the future. DeLon Wright had 8 assists and 2 steals as a fill-in. AJ Green, the 3-point specialist, didn't do too much. And big game from Taurean Prince, 15 and 10, 3 trays. Congrats if you streamed him. Gary Trent was decent off the bench, 3 trays, 11, 4 and 3. The Bucks are playing an 8-man rotation until they get their star point guard Dame back, and of course Chris Middleton. From one 50-piece to another, we had Wemby getting his first 50 career night, I should say. Jordan Poole was no slouch himself for the Wizards. 42 and 6, 2 steals, 6 threes, amazing shooting. Kyle Kuzma, 10 and 6, 6 turnovers. Alex Starr was okay, 12 and 2, stealing a block. Poor shooting. And Bilal, kind of quiet, 6 and 8. Only took 5 shots, a little surprising. And Bob Carrington, 13 and 5, 5 rebounds, 3 trays, 6 turnovers, not the greatest. Keyshawn George. Corey Kispert, 5 threes, 19 points. I don't recommend him. And Jonas Valanciunas, with only 22 minutes off the bench, 16 and 13, 2 blocks. Great night for Jonas Valanciunas. And the Spurs, of course, were led by Victor Wembanyama, 50 points, 3 blocks, 8 trays. Wow. I mean, I'm not a fan of him shooting threes, but if you're going to do that, go for it. And Julian Champagnie at 12 and 5, 3 trays. Barnes 10 and 7, 2 threes. Chris Paul had 11 assists. And Stephon Castle remained starting 10 and 5 off the bench. Devin Vassell still getting back into the swing of things, 17 points. The shooting wasn't great, but he's revving it up. Blake Wesley had 10 off the bench. Keldon Johnson had 8 and 6. Do not recommend any of those guys, except for obviously Devin Vassell. Memphis Grizzlies visiting the Los Angeles Lakers. No job with the Grizzlies. And they lose 128-123. Jaren Jackson has a big game for them, 29 and 7. Santi Aldama was pretty solid, 15, 7 and 5, 3 steals. Scottie Pippen Jr., 15, 3 and 3, 3 steals. The bench, pretty solid. Kennard had 12. Marcus Smart returned at 15 and 6, 2 trays. I think he's a solid pickup. Zach Edey, 12 and 8. off the bench, and Jake LaRavia, 10, 4, and 3 off the bench. Grizz are 7 and 5. The Lakers moved to 7 and 4, 6 and 0 at home. They were led by the legend, the man, the myth, LeBron James, 35, 14 assists, 12 boards, triple-double, oldest man ever, 4 threes, just stupendous. Anthony Davis, 21 and 14, 3 blocks, 3 dimes. 2 trays. Rui, pretty solid, 19 and 7. I don't really trust him. Cam Reddish, meh. And Austin Reeves, 18 and 6. He started this game. 3 trays. D'Angelo Russell came off the bench. Nothing to speak about. Dalton Connect, 5 threes. Nice to see from the Rook. Not sure I can trust him either. And we are going to move along. Blazers hosting the Timberwolves in the second half of their back-to-back in Portland. And Portland takes this one again, 106-98. Timberwolves dropped to 6 and 6, 2 and 4 on the road. Very disappointing. They had 20 and 10 from Julius Randle. They had 24, 4 and 4 for steals from Anthony Edwards. No trays, though, from Anthony. Poor shooting. Nickeil Alexander-Walker filled in. He was solid, 13, 5 and 3, 3 steals. Gobert, 12 and 10, no blocks. And Jaden McDaniels had 7 and 6, 4 steals. Off the bench, they had 15 from Naz Reid, 2 trays. Dante DiVincenzo bricklayed, 1 of 10. Ouch. And for the Blazers, they were led by Shaedon Sharpe, 33 points, 6 boards, 3 trays, great shooting. He's a solid pickup right now. But the man for the Portland Trailblazers last night was Donovan Clayton, 17 points, 12 boards, 8 blocks for the rookie. Hit his free throws, hit everything. Basically, wow. 11 and 8 from Kamara. Jeremy Grant struggled, 3 of 12. Scoot, he was pretty good. 11, 5 and 4, 2 steals. Good to see him starting. Banton off the bench, low-end stream, 13, 5 and 2. He is very volatile, and can't really trust him. Phoenix Suns visiting the Sacramento Kings. Phoenix without 2 of their big 3. No Kevin Durant, no Bradley Beal. And they hung for a little bit, but the Kings pull away 127-104. Devin Booker, only 18 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. Tyus Jones had 10 and 8. Nurkic, 3 and 11, 3 steals. Ryan Dunn filled in, had 10 and 3. Royce O'Neal had a very poor game, 2 of 12 shooting. Ouch, he's been struggling a little bit lately. Josh Okogie out of nowhere at 25 and 8. I don't recommend picking up. That was pretty much it for the Suns bench. For the Sacramento side, they were led by De'Aaron Fox, 29 and 8, 6 rebounds. Kevin Huerter had 22, 6 and 5. Big game from him. Not sure I can trust him. Keegan Murray at 17 and 4. DeRozan left this game early. He had 2, 5 and 3, 2 blocks before he left. Back soreness. And Domantas Sabonis, the beast, only took 4 shots, 11, 10 and 9, almost triple-doubled. Did have 7 turnovers, but we'll forgive him for that. Off the bench, 11 from McLaughlin and 13 from Trey Lyles for the Sacramento Kings. They're 7 and 5. Suns dropped to 9 and 3, but you can't be mad at them. They're without 2 of their big stars. So a crazy 11-game slate in the NBA. We had a 50-piece from Giannis. We had 50 from Wemby. We had 40-odd from Cat. We had 40-odd from Jordan Poole. Monster games around. Hope you enjoyed that. If you found it of service, please consider giving us a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And we're going to see you guys for the next recap on Friday here on NBA Fantasy